Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to Pariprashnena Sevaya. We begin with our invocation. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Bilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale SyamaRupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pasyacha Desatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gradhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Everyone may kindly repeat after me the short mantras. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Shri Surabhyai Namaha.
Om Shri Surabhyai Namaha.
Om Shri Surabhyai Namaha. Om Shri Surabhyai Namaha. Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yakripatamaham bande Sri Karam Dinataranam Yatkripatamaham bande Sri Karam Dinataranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to our ongoing questions and answers on topics especially relating to Varnasrama Dharma. Today we had our weekly meeting in regards to the unfolding Varnasrama College online. We are making some very, I would say, tangible progress in this respect. And very, very soon we will be having more specific information how either as a student or as a teacher one can become connected actually with this initiative. We are finding it very stimulating. We have 10 devotees who are members of this steering committee for the Varnasrama College online. And 2 of them originally from Canada, 1 from Malaysia, and 7 from India. We're gradually adding others as we are developing the framework for this, we could say, just like in the Indian culture, Vedic culture, we hear about forest university. Yeah, because the teachers, traditionally in the Vedic culture, a teacher is a Brahmana. Brahmana is a sadhu, saintly person. So, sadhus very often would stay in the forest And therefore, one who had a desire to learn would go to the forest. This is exactly what the mother of Dhruva Maharaj, she told him, you have to, I cannot help you. I'm just an ordinary, simple lady. I can help you. I cannot help you. God can help you. Where is God? Dhruva, small boy of 5 years of age. I heard he's in the forest somewhere. Because sadhus are in the forest. So there's an expression that is called forest university. University nowadays are in the big cities, where they should not be, more or less to establish an online university or a virtual university, with the idea, of course, of as soon as possible, as students take up these different courses and become trained and skilled in different projects. As a matter of fact, those who are listening, you can possibly tell friends or devotees whom you know who are involved with some projects, with existing rural projects, existing farm communities. Our students in the last of their studies can go and spend 1, 2, or 3 weeks in such a setting. So in other words, this whole endeavor or initiative, which will involve more people as we progress, is actually meant to, in a very practical way, help establish much needed gurukulas and much needed Varnasrama colleges. So within a very short few weeks, definitely before the end of the month, we will be having something very concrete to offer to our different devotees. And this will, of course, only be possible by the mercy of our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, and the mercy of the Vaishnavas as well. Without the mercy of devotees, without mercy of Guru and Krishna, we cannot be successful. In the last few days, just a little bit of information in the context of our global epidemic, which is ongoing. We're happy to announce that 2 of our foreign devotees who have served here at SSKBK are in the process of chartering or boarding a flight to return to their homeland. Of course, this is temporary homeland. Our real homeland is Krishna Loka. But they are from 2 different countries. One is from Switzerland, Bhakta Manuel, who spent some time here. He was also, in the last few years, spending a good amount of time at the ISKCON Salem temple, which he enjoyed very much. And he's very fond of cows and simple living, but he's eager to return to Zurich, where they have very attractive and active Harinam in the summertime. This may be changed a little bit this year, or might be delayed a little bit due to the situation there that Bhakta Manuel will find out. And then we have another devotee from California, with origins actually in Mexico, and Bhakta Adin. He's been on an extended tour at the SSKBK. He was only coming for 1 week. I think Krishna wanted him to spend at least 1 month, because he'd been here about 1 month. And he's been doing very nice service, especially for the cows, and I'm sure that our Lal Gopal Prabhu will miss him. All the devotees here as well. Ongoing activities actually in different countries, just like in Zurich, very close to Zurich. There is a nice farm, Vaikuntha Farm actually. It is called Vaikuntha Farm. Very nice couple are heading up this project, and as a matter of fact, Bhakta Manuel has been spending some time, especially when it is harvest time and when they are selling some of the produce on the market. So we want to encourage everyone to become connected in some way or other with these activities of Varnasrama Dharma. In California, I don't want to go ahead of myself too much, but there's some very fantastic developments in the making, and we'll just wait a little bit. Definitely by the month of May, something very concrete will be announced for the pleasure, and also to give an opportunity for devotees to become connected or involved. We have one of the sweetest waters. We have very sweet water here at SSKBK. We're very fortunate. This well that we have here, I came to know a few years back when I was staying for an extended period of time. We could say it is the family well for the whole area. It is the mother well, because very often we are situated on a hill. Sayadri Sri Krishna Volatra is situated on a hill which is translated as Golden Hill. You know that? Golden Hill. We're sitting on gold. Yeah. So we are quite high compared to many other places, and very often during the dry season. We are now in the dry season. That's why it's a little hot, and this dry season will continue till month of end of May or June, when the rains will come. Already we've had 1 or 2 small showers, which is very nice. But at the peak of the dry season, this is a problem very often, and one of the most crucial aspects in a community, in a rural community. The well. So many of the wells dry up at the peak of the summer season. And many people, I saw with my own eyes, they come to our well, which still has water. And something very interesting I came to know just a few weeks ago. One of the reasons why this water in this well, and maybe other similar wells, is sweet, there is a technology. There is a technology whereby at the bottom of the well, one puts some kind of wood or trees, and the water, by being in contact with this tree, I forget which tree actually, it's just like, to plow. There's a particular kind of tree. You just don't use any tree. You use a tree that is not very heavy, but that is very strong at the same time. And one can easily carry. We see farmers walking actually with the bulls carrying their plow. Yeah. So traditionally they would put this, maybe one fresh log underneath, so that as the water comes in the well, stays in the well, it is mixing with that tree, and some kind of a nice sweet smell, or taste rather. Taste is coming out. So that's why Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita that I am the taste of water. So we cannot experience that everywhere. But if we are fortunate to have the kind of well that we have here at SSKBK, whenever we drink water, then we can more easily remember Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yes. So we will take a few minutes to read one section from our speaking about Varnasrama. I want to remind everyone as well that the ISKCON Daiva Varnasrama ministry here in India is offering a complimentary copy of this book. It's hardbound. Actually, the complimentary copy is for the hardbound, not softbound. Hardbound copy because it is meant to be placed in your library, and it is meant to be a book of reference, if not the book of reference, on all kinds of topics related to Varnasrama Dharma, as very wonderfully presented and explained by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Today we are still in New Taliban, which is in the U.S., in New Orleans. This is a room conversation with devotees on the 1st of August, 1975. And some of the topics covered in this chapter are farm community as training institution. Farm community as training institution. Srila Prabhupada also wanted that our temples be training institutions as well. Second theme, using milk and milk products. When our focus is on the land and cows, then naturally milk will be there. So how to utilize the milk and how to make different milk products. A third theme, machines, employment, and unemployment. The more we use machines, the more we create unemployment. And the less we use machines, the more we create employment. So this is very important subject matter. Then another theme, duties of the Varnas. Another, Krishna's Vrindavan versus modern city. I mean, these are points that Prabhupada is making. And then the last theme here, our Varnasrama mission. What is it? If it is not possible to save everyone, save as many as possible. It won't be possible to save everyone, but we should endeavor to save the maximum number of people. So, here Prabhupada is speaking about milk and milk products. Ghee should be prepared. Ghee should be prepared for different preparations. The Indian village, simply by keeping cows, just like Nanda Maharaj was keeping cows. Similarly, there are many villages. So the system is they got a big pan, and whatever milk is collected, they put into that pan. It is being warmed. So they drink, the whole family members. They drink milk whenever they like. So whatever milk remains at night, they have to convert it into yogurt. The next day they use milk and yogurt also as he likes. Then after converting the milk into yogurt, still it remains. It is stocked. So when there is sufficient yogurt, they churn it and then butter comes out. So they take the butter and the water separated from the butter, that is called whey. So instead of dal, they use this whey for chapati. Yeah. It is very healthy and tasty. And then the butter they turn into ghee. So where is the loss? So Prabhupada is making the point. So many different ways that milk can be utilized. From milk stage to yogurt, yogurt to old yogurt, from old yogurt to butter, and then water that way. Yes. Not a single drop of milk will be wasted if you know how to do it. And you can take as much milk as possible. So if you start in the cities, nice restaurants, so ghee can be sold there. Yes. And then Prabhupada speaks about the duty of Vaishyas. Actually, it is the duty of the Vaishyas for cultivating the fields. What Prabhupada is telling, actually it is the duty of the Vaishyas, but the Shudras can help everyone as helpers. The Shudras will help the Brahmanas, the Kshatriyas, as well as the Vaishyas. Those who have no brain, simply they can carry out order. They are in the category of Shudra. And those who have got brain, they can act as Brahmana, Kshatriya, or Vaishya. They have got good brain to take the initiative. First class brain, they should be engaged in studying Shastras, writing books, and the worship of the deity. Lecturing. This is Brahmana. They haven't got to work as Kshatriya, as Vaishya. They are simply intellectuals. This is Brahmana, with good character. Distributing books, a devotee is asking. Yes, and the distribution book can be done by the Vaishya. Trade, it is trade. Krishi Gorakshavanijam. Krishi, agriculture, giving protection to cows, and distributing or trading. If you have got enough grains, you can trade, make money. If you have got enough vegetables, you can trade. That is the business of Vaishya. So Vaishya does not require any university degree. Nobody requires university degree. Prabhupada is telling. Nobody requires university degree. That is false thing. And Brahmanas should be very highly learned scholar. So the Brahmanas will give advice to the Kshatriyas how to rule, and the Kshatriyas will levy tax, and Vaishyas will produce food. Then the society will be perfect. So like this, various topics are covered. Yes. We will go to next chapter, which will be in Mauritius, a morning walk in Mauritius, and we'll keep that for tomorrow. Let us take some questions from our devotees. Today we are on our 21st session and looking at question number 63. And this is from the devotee I was mentioning a little earlier, Bhakta Manuel, who is on his way to Switzerland. Maharaj, I read the introduction by Hare Krishna Devidasi. So he's been reading the book. He got a copy actually when he was here, speaking about Varnasrama. Now my question, how can we perform our work as an offering to the Supreme Lord? Then he goes on to explain a little bit. Our goal now is to do our material svadharma and spiritual svadharma in a balanced way. This is very good understanding. So then the question here in this context, what is or what happens when someone is only doing or following the spiritual duties and who has forsaken his material occupations to engage in the devotional service of the Lord may sometimes fall down while in an immature stage. Yet there is no danger of his being unsuccessful. On the other hand, a non-engaged in occupational duties does not gain anything. Because in the purport it is written, it is enjoined in the scriptures that one can relinquish all such duties and surrender unto the service of the Lord. Yes, so one needs to learn how to balance these two levels of responsibilities between material swadharma and spiritual swadharma. It doesn't mean that, here the point that Srila Prabhupada is making, even if someone has forsaken his material occupations to engage in the devotional service of the Lord, he is a gainer, even if he happens to fall down, because he will have begun his path on his way back home, back to Godhead, by having taken up Krishna consciousness. So if someone is nicely performing his material activities in any of these categories, but is not connected with Krishna, then there is no benefit. There is, on the other hand, for one who takes to spiritual life, even though he may not always be successful. By taking to spiritual life, it does not mean that we abandon different duties and responsibilities. We learn to perform these duties and responsibilities or dovetail these activities in the service of Krishna. But it is a fact, and there's a verse in the Bhagavatam also, that and the Shastra explains, anyone who is born in any country, anywhere, by taking birth we have so many duties and obligations. We have obligations to our parents, we have obligations to our forefathers, we have obligations to teachers, we have obligations to different demigods who supply all kinds of ingredients. But when one takes to spiritual life and directly serves Krishna, then those duties or obligations become secondary. In other words, when we serve Krishna, who is the source of all the demigods, who sustains all living entities, by serving him, as the example is given, we are giving water to the root of the tree, the root of the plant. So therefore, the entire tree becomes nourished. So we have to learn this art of working within the established system of Varna and Asrama while performing those activities primarily for the pleasure and satisfaction of Krishna. That's what it means by balancing the spiritual swadharma and the material swadharma. The material swadharma is to always remain focused on what is our primary responsibility, means to remember that we are eternal servants of Krishna, and to engage in devotional activities, means whatever activity we engage in, we offer that to Krishna. Simultaneously, we accept the system created by Krishna of this natural division of Varna and Asrama. And under the good guidance of seniors, of senior Vaishnavas, under the guidance of Guru, we take up some particular post or position or responsibility. So like this, Srila Prabhupada was making. In other words, sometimes in devotional, when we especially focus on our spiritual swadharma, we may at times give less importance or neglect the material swadharma. We may not be always successful in our material swadharma, even if we're not always materially successful, and to our benefit to be engaged in our spiritual swadharma. So best is to, this is actually the instruction that is given also in the Shastra. Normally, one's position within the system of Varna and Asrama is determined by elders, by more spiritually advanced, by Brahmanas actually, in the village. And therefore, most of us have not had this opportunity of being guided from an early age, and therefore we are facing difficulties, not having received this kind of training, not having received this kind of education. And of course, that is one of the major or main reasons why Srila Prabhupada wanted that we have these Varnasrama colleges to give, especially to those, and which is the majority of us, those who did not get this opportunity of receiving this training at an early age, they can take up this training and they can learn about the scientific nature and arrangement of Varna and Asrama. So let us go to another question here. This is question number 64. And she is very grateful to both Rameshwar Prabhu for helping to organize these recordings, and also to Rasamandal Prabhu, who is receiving all kinds of questions. Here's a very short question. Isn't castrating a bull cruel? Does the scriptures support it? So this question does come up, and I have heard different explanations regarding castration. There are injunctions whereby it is prohibited, and there are references to that effect as well. And we have a number of devotees within our ISKCON society who follow this and who uphold this particular principle. On the other hand, we also have devotees who recognizing or understanding that we have less than an ideal situation where we don't have that kind of natural Vedic environment where just like in family planning, when the samskaras are performed, then there will be good progeny. So in a similar way, for cows and bulls, there's a whole science actually in bringing forth a good progeny for cows and bulls as well. It's a very involved science. So because unfortunately this is not followed, so there are many bulls who are often totally uncontrollable. And therefore, within our ISKCON society, we have this ministry for cow protection and agriculture. The previous minister, Balabhadra Prabhu actually, who was minister for many years for the cow protection and agriculture ministry, he has many issues of a newsletter that covers many interesting aspects actually of farming and cow protection and the importance of bull, ox training, etc. So in some of these newsletters, anyone can actually read these newsletters. They are available on the internet. You can just Google. He had established, and it's still functioning today, an organization called International Society. We'll give him a plug here. International Society for Cow Protection. ISKCOP. ISKCON is International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So the society registered some 20 years ago actually, and has come out with very wonderful newsletters, all very practical. Balabhadra Prabhu has given his life actually for cow protection for bulls. And so you can read the process which will be the least painful to the young bull, or may not be painful. I don't know the details, but this matter is discussed. So these two views are there, and up to each individual actually by reading the we could say arguments presented on both sides. This water is so nice. There are arguments on both sides, and I'm not authority on castration of bulls or bulls in general, although I understand their great importance, and not only importance but absolute necessity. Just like we were mentioning yesterday, how this devotee came out with a very wonderful PowerPoint presentation entitled "The Global Importance of Cow Protection." So devotees who are interested in this subject matter regarding communication, the ministry for cow protection, we have a global ministry protection here in India, and one of the devotees is Damodar Dulal Prabhu. He's one of the co-ministers along with Vishnu Nan. Vishnu Nan Prabhu is in Ahmedabad, based in Ahmedabad, very much familiar with cows. And Damodar Dulal Prabhu, close to Mumbai in Talasari area. And then there is Dr. Sri, who is also he's a veterinarian, him and his wife. I'm losing count now. Last time I think he had 3 goshalas, quite a few hundred. And I heard that all of his bulls are not castrated. So one can approach or contact or correspond with these devotees and hear explanation, and then after hearing both sides, then one can maybe understand more clearly, more fully, what are the implications. I would say that ideally, bulls should not be castrated, and there might be different reasons why, in the context in which we are in today, which is very far removed from the original natural, more simple Vedic context, then there may be cause for taking such action. So that is the basic information I can convey on this point. Let us see here. Yeah, we have time for one more question. And we're getting many questions from SSKBK, where we are here actually, because nowadays we are, like so many people in India, in confinement. So I never get to see the devotees. Is Rameshwar Prabhu, who's arranging this broadcast every day and serving prasadam. Since I see devotees walking around doing different service, and devotees are keeping engaged in different ways. This one tree has kokam. Yeah, kokam. Fruit. Chris, he's been asking different questions, very intelligent questions. And here is another one. Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. My question is that, are all the 4 Varnas supposed to take all the ashramas? Yeah, it's a valid question. According to one's Varna, that's why Prabhupada said, determine at an early age the Varna of an individual. First is Varna, then is ashram. So if one is identified and actually is by nature a Brahmana, then all of the 4 ashrams are open to him. He can take to brahmachari life in Gurukula. He can take to householder life. And then naturally, if he takes the householder life, he should take to Vanaprastha life. And being a Brahmana, after Vanaprastha, then he should take sannyas. So it means that actually Brahmanas should become sannyasis. They are the only Varna that is meant to become a sannyasi. Of course, one can remain brahmachari whole life also. If we look at the second Varna, Kshatriya Varna, 3 of the ashrams are open to them. A Kshatriya should also receive brahmachari training in Gurukula. Secondly, a Kshatriya generally will enter householder life, will marry, unless one is Bhishmadev. Bhishmadev chose not to marry. So this is very rare, but it means that a Kshatriya can also remain a brahmachari whole life. But generally, a Kshatriya will enter householder life, and then entering householder life, he is expected to take Vanaprastha. This is what Yudhishthira Maharaj and all the Pandavas, when the news came of Krishna's departure, isn't it? When Arjuna returned from Dwarka and conveyed the news of the departure of Lord Krishna from this material world, then Yudhishthira Maharaj was the first to head north, to head towards the Himalayas, and he was followed by all of his brothers, as well as Draupadi and Kunti Devi. So that is the second Varna. First Varna, Brahmana, 4 ashrams are open. Second Varna, 3 ashrams are open. The third Varna, Vaishya. Vaishya, the 2 ashrams, brahmachari training and householder life. Brahmana, 4 ashrams, Kshatriya, 3 ashrams, Vaishya, 2 ashram. And for Shudra, there is only 1 ashram. For Shudra, there is Grihastha ashram. No Gurukul training necessary, but there is, because the culture is so nicely arranged, that through different cultural activities, through different spiritual activities, through different festivals, which were basically connected with spirituality, through different ways, and because of the culture, the mentality, the qualification of the leaders in society, all the members of a community, all the members of a village, that means all those who are Shudras, who were not in the category of Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishya, they would receive this education in this way, you see. But a Shudra, therefore, does not receive formal training in Gurukula, nor is he expected to take Vanaprastha or sannyas. Of course, what determines whether one is a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, this will be established and determined by those who are knowledgeable about this science. That means generally those who are Brahmanas, and more easily, more naturally, this will be known, or this will come out, this will be manifest when we live in a more natural and original environment, which is that of village life, you see. So that's one of many reasons why it is so important, and why, because this is not followed, why there is so much of confusion as to what is actually my Varna, what is meant. People are asking, when somebody asks what is my Varna, then that means what is meant to be my actual occupation. There is a lot of mixture in our modern setup, in modern day society, because of so many irregularities and so much of deviation from what is meant. So the sooner we can establish a more natural lifestyle, the more we can reestablish the agrarian kind of lifestyle, then gradually, these things more easily will fall into place. And the longer we delay, the longer we put off reestablishing what Krishna and what our acharyas have explained, to come back to our original natural way of living, both spiritually and materially, then this kind of confusion as to who we are and what we should do will remain, isn't it? So hopefully that helps to address this question, and we just have a few minutes, so we can try to close our session here by encouraging the devotees to continue their, first of all, practice of devotional service, of Krishna consciousness, and remain strong in our different vows that we have taken as devotees. Continue, we are over 3 weeks, going on the fourth week right now here in India of this shutdown. So one may tend to be a little relaxed. We should not be relaxed. We should continue to be very vigilant, keep this social distancing, and even when the next major announcement will be made, even if there is some kind of relaxation that will be announced, it should be done very gradually, and in this way we should continue to be cautious. So once again, I want to thank the devotees for sending in questions. Please continue to do that, and we can all together chant or recite rather, as we have been doing at the close of our session, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Sri Prabhupada ki, Jai Samasta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Gaur Premanande, Hare Krishna.